You're the only one to include number 7. So what are your number 7 and 6 offenses for 2025?
Number 7, and I just feel like this is just so wrong based on everywhere I was last year on this team. But number 7, I have the Denver Broncos, and number 6, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bengals. I'm sure we're all locked in on. All right. Let's hear what's Matt. Oh, we'll go to Matt 7 and 6, and then we'll get to your Broncos infatuation. Matt, what was your 7 and 6?
Noted Sean Payton guy, Charles McDonald.
Yeah, I know.
Number 7.
Don't that's slander. You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
I'll wait for the letter. Number 7, I got Green Bay Packers. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers.
All right. Number 7, I have the San Francisco 49ers. And number 6, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. We get a little Packers talking here. Okay, that'll be good. All right. Broncos. Let's hear it, Chuck. Why are they your number 7 offense for 2025? They were my question mark teams. If I guys wanted like kind of the next up list, first 4 out, I guess we'll call it.
I don't know. I just love the setup of this offense. I love the idea. Maybe I think I love the idea of a little bit too much than maybe what's going to happen. But I was just kind of thumbing through some of like the Broncos games where they were cooking, especially the Falcons game, which maybe probably a little bit too far in that direction because, they couldn't really tackle. But at the best, it was kind of like a discount version of the old. Yeah, couldn't tackle at all in that game. If you go back and watch it, Falcons could not tackle at all. They got screened to death because I remember I don't know where I was, but I couldn't watch the game. And all of a sudden, I'm getting like blown up on Twitter from Broncos fans. Oh, Bo Nix dicing up your Falcons now, isn't he? And I went back and watched the game. I was like, okay, let's be rational about this. But I do think that I do think that it can show you a little bit more about what's possible for this offense. Because I thought like at their best last year, it was like a real discount version, I guess, of what the Saints used to do when Sean was in New Orleans, where you don't have like the overwhelming power at quarterback, but you're just a sturdy group that moves the ball well, and you feel like you have answers to everything. I think the skill group is pretty talented. I'm optimistic about J.K. Dobbins in this offense because I thought last year, man, if the Chargers were just a little bit better at blocking, he was still able to get some explosives, and I think this might be a better environment for him. So I like the play caller, theoretically. I don't know about personally. I like the running back room that they've put together. I think the wide receiver room it's even got some talent now that you even got Courtland Sutton back. I don't know. I feel like I might be a little bit too high, but the idea of this offense, it feels like you got a bunch of guys who can do a little bit of everything and someone who can coordinate all of that, and then we'll see what steps Bo Nix takes.
Really, really, really good offensive line. Kind of does a lot of heavy lift. Really good offensive line with Sean Payton calling the plays. That's gonna that's a good floor to start with. Matt, why'd you keep him out of your top 10?
They feel
what
like
were your
locked
hesitations
in.
Maybe
They feel like a locked in. Like they're gonna be top 15. I think they'll be a top 15 offense. Certified above board. Honestly, they were that last year. Still just some kind of questions about how the skill position group comes together for me, because I don't really have a question about the offensive line. I think we can, say like, what is Bo Nix's ceiling as a franchise quarterback or something like that, but he's good enough to start, and he's good enough to be like the guy in this offense for sure. One thing I think like Pat Bryant's a really interesting player for them this year as a pass catcher, because I say this all the time, like last year the Broncos had Courtland Sutton and then just like a bunch of dudes in his orbit. He ran a route on 90.5% of the dropbacks. Nobody else, no wide receiver, no tight end, no running back was above 50%. So if Evan Engram can kind of give them something at tight end, and Pat Bryant, who I think can really complement Courtland Sutton well. I just charted him recently, and obviously this is just general data, but he averages 2.2 yards after catch per reception, which was 73rd among wide receivers last year. And I thought Pat Bryant actually was pretty sneaky as an after catch guy in that like short and intermediate area. So he's really somebody, like if he emerges, and obviously RJ Harvey hits the ground running, I do think they can, like those are probably, and again, Evan Engram, those are the 3 guys that if 2 of those 3 outkick sort of just like general expectations for a second round, maybe slight reach running back, a 3rd round wide receiver, and a tight end on his 3rd team, if one of those guys, again, 2 of the 3 outkick expectations, I think that this can look pretty good for Chuck here.
the running back room is where I kind of fell in love here a little bit. If these guys can stay healthy, like I don't like the RJ. I wasn't a big fan of the RJ Harvey pick, like at round 2, but like SMA, Dobbins, and Harvey together, that could be nice behind this offensive line. And maybe I'm going too hard on the Chargers offensive line, but I really do feel like a lot of Dobbins mishaps last year were because of them. Because when he sometimes, especially early in the year, when he got a crease, he could still go.
Oh, he was gone.
So I'm in on this. I'm in on this offense. I'm in on this run game, and I think they got just enough outside at receiver where they can still be able to move the ball. I don't know if this is like a Super Bowl winning offense, but it should be a good one.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you about as far as like kind of the running back room. I still like Dobbins. So I've always just been a fan of his game. But no, and then Harvey, I'm right. I agree with you. I kind of got weird. Broncos fans got after me. But I let's start with the Harvey thing. Even when the pick happened, I was like, it's a little rich for me. And, he's a little bit older, but I kept saying, I had a 3rd round grade on him. It wasn't like I was like, oh no, this is a stupid reach. It was just like, I'd been more comfortable with him a little bit later. But, Pat, I'm glad you brought up Pat Bryant, Matt, because it's just one of those guys where it's like, I can see why Sean Payton fell in love with you. You catch everything and you're really tough with the ball in your hands. And you kind of just, I don't know how else to, he's big and does stuff. I don't know how else to describe him. And I really warmed up to him. Not just because I got him on one of my dynasty fantasy teams, but I just really kind of just, I was like, okay, you make sense for this offense. This is what Sean Payton likes. He can grow with this. I'm not saying, this guy's gonna be a superstar, but at least I see the role right away for him just because of his skill set. And then, like you say, Sutton's their one, and he's the X and all that. Marvin Mims has got a lot of juice. They use him as the all-everything player. And I'm starting to kind of just piece this together. Like, I really like the offensive line. Like, they gave up Sean Payton helps it a little bit, but they do a really good job of not giving up pressure. But if Bo Nix, outside of design plays, will prefer to check things down and work underneath, well, let's get some guys that can create some the ball in their hands. Evan Engram can for sure do that as a horizontal guy. RJ Harvey is a good 3-down back because he's got some receiving skills as well. Okay, cool. If we're going to check it down, let's get some juice after that. It's much better than Javonte Williams, stumbling and tripping over himself. And that, sorry, Cowboys. But then even Pat Bryant, the guy we just talked about as well. It's like that. Okay, just a little bit more juice. Let's turn that 1-yard gain after the catch into 4 yards. And those add up over time. So there's in between the line filling that I liked what the Broncos did this offseason. I'm optimistic about the offense. It's just like I just think they're just outside of it. I just want to see the passing game once in tough situations kind of just really open up. So I guess that's more of a Bo Nix kind of thing than anything. But we'll see. I'm optimistic about this team overall. I think they can win a playoff game. Like they're really set up for a nice team, nice season this year.